and the golden voice of Neal Ruhl. Sit back and relax. It's time for your daily dose of Big D energy.
Welcome back, everybody, to Big D Energy right here on the Woodward Sports Network on a Tuesday. My name is Neal Ruhl. That guy over there, Uncle T, Terry Foster. He's got the fedora on, so you know you're all business, right?
I'm all business today. I should have worn my badass shirt today.
You should have. You should have.
Oh, bad. Was it Badman or yeah, the Badman shirt.
Yeah. Is that equivalent to villain? Is Badman equivalent to Brad Holmes' villain shirt?
I think it is. It's comparable.
It's just not getting as much pub as.
That's fair.
That guy over there, Spencer Raxter. And, of course, we have Sam Flannel here in the house. Sam Flannel, the Big Ten took some beatings last night in the women's college basketball tournament. That's on brand, though, right?
Why are you so bad? You don't care about that.
No, I really don't. But for the record, the most exciting player in women's college basketball is still alive. That's Caitlin Clark.
The Big Ten's own, right?
How did she get to Iowa?
Clark is in, right?
How did she get to UConn or South Carolina or someone like that? I know she's from Iowa, but how did Iowa snag her up?
I don't know.
I don't know, right?
Yeah, I don't know either. But, hey, happy to have you all along for the ride as well. What do you got, Terry? Oh, I thought you had something for me right there. Oh, all right, fair enough. Jump into that WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Get your thoughts out there. Detroit Dabber, first one in, says, what up, though? Talking about the youngsters reporting to Grand Rapids for the Red Wings, and that's the point we are for the Red Wings season now, Spenny. Where are you Bricktown for it or what?
Oh, I'm checked out.
Are you? Okay,
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. We move on. Wait, that went quick. You remember like 2 weeks ago when we were all TFN?
Oh, yeah. Flags in the windows, all that good stuff.
Remember that?
And then you lose 5 games in a row.
48 hours later, it was over.
Yeah.
Those were good times, though, Terry. We
I
had a
enjoyed
run.
it. Steve Eisenman just put a plug in it. So, I'm not playing around with you guys. You can't make it, so we're going to overhaul the whole team.
Yeah, which was cool. All right, but when the season ends, we'll do a wrap up with that. We'll look at the financials, all that stuff that you hate.
Well, you mean done when they play 82 games?
When they're finished, when they are finished playing, we will take a look at that. So, Jan says, "Morning, Dabber, Dawson, everybody else out there also." And, yeah, man, anything that you guys got in there, I mean, it is a situation where the NFL is still ruling the day. And I know we're getting close to Tiger season. That's awful. Spenny.
Well, let's let it be awful before we declare it awful. I at least like to enjoy the first 5 games of the season and say, okay, we got baseball back. But when they're 0-5, then that's when I'll start to mourn again.
Are you stoked, not scared?
I just go to have a good time.
Are you stoked, not scared?
You don't get to use that for the Tigers.
I am
Stoked, not scared.
Not stoked.
Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared. Stoked, not scared.
I just want to enjoy the first 5 games before they're out of it.
Okay, because last year, a lot of you, and you know what? I was going to save this for the opening day broadcast, but I'm bringing it out now. Because a lot of you, I was told to be stoked, not scared about the Tigers last year.
It's true.
I was told. That's fair.
Without even the pieces on the wall.
I told you.
I'm going to tell you something this year.
Okay.
Last year, I was told that you should have known the Tigers were going to fall on their faces because the previous year they overachieved. So now I'm going to use a different philosophy. Since the Tigers underachieved last year, won't they overachieve this year?
I like that logic.
I mean, at least the bats.
Are you stoked, not scared?
No, I'm not stoked.
Okay.
I always have to remain even keeled so for kids like you so you don't get too excited.
Okay. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Shane Sandrock says, good morning, Big D family. I missed last week. I had my son. I hope you all have been well. Well, congratulations, Shane. Good for you on
it's all
that
downhill
one.
From here, bro.
Yeah. Spenny, speaking of downhill, went and got my taxes done yesterday.
Yeah.
Whoa, what happened?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Anybody else getting that?
Yeah.
What happened?
I made my first quarterly payment over the weekend. Got that out of the way.
What? We were getting along fine.
Yeah. I tell you what's freaked me out. My account said, don't even itemize. It doesn't matter. So that's what I do. I itemize, and So my salary goes from $4 million to like 50,000.
Yeah.
So it doesn't even matter anymore.
We knew it was going to happen.
I was pissed off about that.
When the government starts giving out free money, it's only a matter of time before they take it back.
And they did.
And they did.
And that COVID child tax credit, she gone.
Yep.
And that hammer dropped. And I was like, everything was cool.
Everything was cool.
Until it
came
wasn't.
for you. Those goddamn blood-sucking
But you know
bastards.
what? I don't feel sorry for you because my kid's now 23 and 21, so we milked them for as much as we could.
Yeah.
Rich Diana says Spencer is broke, not jailed. Broke, not jailed.
Broke, not jail. That's true. It's true. I made the payment. Like I said, I made my first quarterly payment over the weekend. I honestly like this better. I'm paying like $1,100 now quarterly instead of having to pay $5,000 at the end of the year. Like, I'm cool with that.
Man, so you caught it too then.
Oh yeah. I paid $6,500 in 2 months.
Well, Terry, that's where and you probably didn't get this throughout your career. So like when you work for a lot of different entities like I do, right? The play-by-play game for production companies. Yeah, you're a gypsy. Yeah, right. That's a great way to put it. So, you get 1099 for everything you do. And picked a bad year to jump into that game, man, and get heavy in those streets.
Yep, you're telling me, brother.
Yeah, so the comma life, the IRS came for their commas yesterday. So
can't you depreciate your auto? Don't you, like...
I did it all. Terry, I did it all.
If you have an office in your home, you
Terry,
can deduct
I did it all.
Yeah, I did everything.
I had an envelope. So obviously traveling a lot, right?
Right.
You know this game. Stack of receipts like this from all over the country. Didn't matter.
Yep.
It could have been worse. Oh my gosh.
I did it all.
You cheat on the road a little bit
What do you mean?
to get a little extra money from the company for your expenses.
What do you mean? No, I don't cheat anything.
We did. Well, I tell you, that's how we made our money. Was, for instance,
I hope the IRS isn't watching.
Yeah, they're
because
always
he's
watching.
dead, I can say this. Drew Sharp
Rest in peace.
lost his luggage. So the company said you can replenish some of your belongings. Drew expensed $56 in underwear.
Hell yeah, he did. I was gonna say I'm in Brooks Brothers.
Right. Then then it was like jeans and stuff. And there was another guy named Joe LaPointe. He expensed because he said he was stressed. He expensed this. There's these tanks at like the Newark airport that you float in the water. He did that for an hour. He put in an expense for $150 for
Hell
that.
yeah.
See, I didn't do any of that, Terry. I just did it
Yes,
by
you
the
did.
book.
You just won't admit it
No.
publicly.
I did it by the book.
I
but
wrote off everything I could.
Yeah, me
Phone
too.
bill, gas, computer,
all of it.
all of it.
Car depreciation, all of it. Mileage, all of it. GW the Kid said it's no Vaseline kind of ish, and it was. So for those of you that are more last minute like me, be prepared. Be prepared. It looks a lot different, and I have yet to run into a person. I'll be like, no, man, it was cool. Spenmo opened my eyes to it,
Yeah.
and then my eyes were opened even wider last night. I'll just say it like that. Did you do your taxes, Terry?
No, I don't do them.
Well, did you have them
Yeah,
done?
we had them do it. And so we're going to owe money, but not a lot.
Yeah. Detroit Dabber 313. Neal has a guy do it for him, so technically he, quote, didn't do it. Well,
I mean,
yeah.
I have a guy do mine.
Right.
Like,
See, my tax accountant's name is Mr. Fudge. So
that just sounds sketchy.
we probably owe a whole lot more than we do, but Mr. Fudge finds little things.
My guy, shout out Bobby. He's been doing my taxes since I was 13. So,
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. This one's pretty good here. Nick Tomasek says, tax fraud is awesome. Shout out Al Capone.
shout out Al Capone.
You can murder hundreds of people and get away with it, but you ain't getting away with tax fraud.
That's what it's all
Nope.
That's right. No, that's true. All the gangsters, seriously, all the gangsters, they robbed, they stole, they murdered. They didn't get any jail time for that, but they got them on tax fraud.
100% they did.
The paper trail never stops.
No, it certainly does not. So, just everybody, again, if you haven't got it done yet, be prepared. That's all I'm saying. I know that nobody likes to talk about it, and whenever we do bring it up, viewership drops. And I want to talk about that too. Like, there's a couple of different things I want to do. I want to get into the Final Four. You can get into the Final Four national championship game for $70 now, so no one's going to that.
There's no way.
$70, Benny?
For the Final Four game or
For the national championship game. $70.
That is ridiculous.
And you know what? It's probably not worth that much. I've been to national championship games and have floated around. It's a bad atmosphere for basketball. It's awful.
Really?
You're in a football stadium. Probably, I would say, 2/3 of the crowd can't make out the players. To me, the only thing is it's loud. But it's an awful atmosphere for basketball. It'd be cool for football, but not basketball.
See, I would like to say that because I went to 2 Final Fours. I went to
But Neal, you're on the floor watching the game.
Yes.
I'm talking about for the average person.
Okay, but here's the deal, Terry. I will agree with you in one sense. I went to the one in Houston when Villanova won at the buzzer, which was incredible. Mm-hmm. But that Saturday when Buddy Hield got beat by like 50, remember that? Yeah. It was not a good atmosphere. And they didn't sell beer. So I got up and left.
Yeah, that's trash.
It is trash.
They should sell beer everywhere.
Now, they did in Minnesota when I went to Minneapolis. So I've been to 2. I went to the one,
they did.
the one where Virginia won in overtime against Texas Tech when Texas Tech beat Michigan State.
Yeah.
And I went to the one where Villanova won it at the buzzer. And the national championship games were great. So it was incredible, Terry.
I will never go to a national championship game again.
Wow.
And because of an experience I had in Indianapolis. We went to Indy, and I was going to go to the game. I had tickets, and I saw the tickets. They were awful. So I decided to go to this little sports bar right around the corner from the arena. Met a couple honeys.
There you go.
And we had a good time. We got drunk together, sucked face a little bit. And from that point on, I'm like, I'm never going to a game again. Because I got to see the game, got to see replays, and I got to do a little grab ass with a honey bun.
Yeah.
Rich Diana says shooting a basketball in a football stadium has to be more difficult, which the players all say it is because of the depth perception and just how cavernous the domes are. That's why nobody can ever shoot well in Syracuse. Syracuse is like that too. But yeah, I have something for Sam Flannel, and I'm going to call Sam Flannel out about the Final Four a little bit later on, Sam, and you're not going to like it, but it's true, and I'm right.
Hell yeah.
And you're going to get legend killed.
Why? Well, I guess we'll find out.
We will find out.
Nice teaser.
Okay.
Yeah, about 11:56.
Hey, you know,
all right.
You're going to get that shot blocked right back in your face.
No way I'm not.
He's a Michigan fan. They don't care about basketball.
He's going to say Frozen Four?
Oh, well, right on cue, Mike G. Neal, the Frozen Four, go blue.
Yeah, go blue.
Yeah,
right.
big hockey contingent.
Michigan was in one pretty recently, 2018, and before 2013.
And they had one of like the best teams ever, like last year. Wasn't it like 3 of the top 5 draft picks were all from Michigan or something like that?
Yeah, and they still didn't win.
Yeah, that's pretty
on
wild.
brand.
Yeah,
it's pretty on brand. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Philip C says Spencer hates Sam. Is that true?
I hate Sam. No,
Yeah.
I love Sam.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You wouldn't know it by our argument last week, but yes, we are friends off the air.
Yeah, it's like Easy came up to me. He's like, "Bro, you and Flannel went after. Like, what happened?" I was like, "No, we
It's just a show.
Just kept doing the show." He's like, "Did you guys say anything, dude?" I was like, "No, we just." No, just a
I still
heated
think you
sports
two need
debate.
to break bread together.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make
No,
it
but we
official.
we are going to get into some Lions stuff, no doubt, and because that's what you guys demand. And somebody asked, like, "Are you going to talk hockey today?" No, I'm not, because you don't care.
Yeah.
You don't care. And every time we do it, we fall off by at least 15% in viewership.
For sure.
So that tells me people don't care. Am I right?
No, you're right. The biggest myth is that this is hockey town. It's not.
It's not.
It's Red Wing town.
As long as they're winning.
Yeah, as long as they're winning. Now, it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
Nobody
we
knows
had
what
our
they're
moment.
doing.
Our lightning bolt struck where we could talk Red Wings. We can't do it anymore. But the Lions have set up a meeting, and we are going to talk about it after I tell you about Cintron, the official energy drink of the Detroit Red Wings, proudly served at Little Caesars Arena, and proud partners with the Detroit Pistons as well. Right now, they have an exclusive offer for Woodward sports fans with the limited edition Red Wings 6-pack sampler box, $15, free shipping. Boom. If you haven't tried Cintron yet, here's a perfect opportunity for you. Go to Cintron.com/Woodward. Get the 6-pack sampler. The classic cranberry and sugar-free, all in one convenient Red Wings themed package delivered to your door for just $15. So you know what? Why wait? Go to drinkcintron.com/Woodward. Drink it, live it with Cintron.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zaniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Neal Ruhl here for Custom Health Centers. Get your customized approach to weight loss. They have over 20,000 success stories. Our own Ryan Ermanni started with Custom Health Centers and is ripped with a 6-pack. That's a little fun with Photoshop, but he is down over 18 pounds. And again, you could be the next success story. They've helped many former professional athletes lose weight. Pro Bowl MVP Eddie Murray, former Lions kicker, you remember him. Rick Mahorn, NBA world champion, and Detroit Pistons bad boy. Rick's down over 50 pounds with Custom Health Center. He looks great. You can start losing weight today, too. Call Dr. Jason and Custom Health. 844-789-THIN. That's 844-789-8446. It's Custom Health Center. Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster in for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you, cleaning up the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. FJ1967 said Sam's got to be cheering for Brian Dutcher in San Diego State because of the Michigan connection, right, Sam Flannel?
No. In the Final Four, I am cheering for UConn, just for the
Why?
record.
He doesn't know who Brian Dutcher is.
I know.
You're too young.
I know my Michigan basketball history.
I know, but she's not
So you're
like
not rooting
met
for
the
him?
dude.
I mean, I don't. Once they leave, I don't really have a connection to them. I mean, UConn. The reason I like UConn is because A, they have the one NBA draft pick on their first-round draft pick on their team out of anyone in the Final Four, and B, I've always liked UConn. They are the most slept-on blue blood in all of college football. They're more of a blue blood in a lot of ways than even not Kansas, Kentucky is.
Or Michigan.
Well, absolutely than Michigan or Michigan State. UConn's won 4 national championships since Jim Calhoun won 3, Kevin Ollie won 1, and they might get their 5th.
And that's pretty sobering.
Yeah.
Because there's a case for that, Spenmo. Even you have to nod your head on that one. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Mike G says, Neal, can Sam break down the line combinations against Quinnipiac?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. Jack Harrington says, LOL, Dave Portnoy's the leader of the Michigan hockey bandwagon. Well, get ready, everybody, because they're going to come out in full force.
I know. Trust me.
They're going to come out in full force. There is a bandwagon as far as the NFL draft is concerned, Terry Foster. I am a proud member of it, if not the driver of it. Jalen Carter has set up a meeting with the Detroit Lions. The Lions will bring him in. And here we go, Terry. It's about to get real, isn't it?
It is about to get. I hope he's on his best behavior. But this is exactly what I want. I'm not saying you got to draft Jalen Carter, even though I would. But kick the tires on it. Talk to the young man. Have him in your presence. See what he's all about. And then if you like what you hear, I would trust Brad Holmes, then draft him.
100,000%. And it's one of those things, too. I know Brad Holmes talked. I don't know what media entity he talked to. I don't think that we have the ability to play it because I think it was a television spot that we can't do because of the YouTube angle. But in essence, he said, we will bring him in, and we are concerned about football things. Now, you can look, everyone's going to read into everything. Like, that's what we do, especially at this time of the year. But for him to talk about football character was the phrase that he used. We're concerned about football character. Terry, I like that. I like hearing that because that's all I care about. I care about football character. I care about what goes on the field. I care about how talented that man is. That's what I care about.
Right.
Am I reading too much into it or no?
No. This is exactly because the Lions have been burned before by bringing in people without football character who they thought could play, and it didn't work out. But what you do is you just don't say, okay, I'm not drafting this guy because he did this and he allegedly did this, blah, blah. You get him in front of you. You talk to him. You put the little globe light in his eyes, shine it in his eyes, drip water on his forehead, ask him tough questions, and if his feelings are hurt, who the hell cares? But you find out what he's all about. And if you like what you see, you draft his ass.
Absolutely. Real quick, Ed Catilis. I haven't seen you in there before, Ed. Appreciate you tapping into the show. Neal, can Sam Flannel name 3 players on the Michigan hockey team? Can you?
No.
Great talk. Spencer, am I reading too much into this? Do you like where my head's at with this?
No,
Mark
I
me.
like it. I like it a lot. They're going to bring the kid in. They're going to see what he does, how he fits them, and this is a strong enough locker room to kind of bolster a guy like that. And you got 2 first-round picks to take a shot at a blue chip stock. So I've been all in all the time. So makes me happy.
It's interesting to me too. I saw the Athletic came out with their mock draft. They have Jalen Carter going 5th to Seattle, and
God, that would just break my heart.
That's what I'm saying too, Spenny. That's what I'm saying too. Terry, if they take him, I'll be not upset. Obviously, there's not much you can do because I am not in the business of trading up. I am not in the business of not being able to use my greatest weapon as a franchise, which is Brad Holmes with the draft pick envelope, as we've talked about time and time again. I would be upset, though. I would be disappointed, Terry, if the Seahawks slid in there and took Jalen Carter. And look, Pete Carroll is one of the most slept. Talked about UConn being slept on. Pete Carroll's like the UConn of coaches.
Yeah.
Future Hall of Famer, for sure.
No doubt.
Yep.
Like, there's not a debate there.
Nope.
Probably in both college
Pete
and
Carroll can make bad eggs work out. I believe that this Lions culture can do the same thing. You don't necessarily have to find out, is he a good or a bad dude? You need to find out, can he fit within this locker room and excel with what the Lions have created now?
Well, that's what I was told, right?
Right.
I was told this locker room can handle anything, and this.
I'm going to tell you again, they can handle anything within reason.
But again, Terry, like this, culture's like a buzzword that fans use to fit a narrative.
I disagree.
Terry,
I totally disagree.
Show me a winning locker room. I'll show you good culture. Winning determines culture.
Yeah, it does. But the Lions have had awful culture. They've had guys who didn't believe. They had guys who knew they couldn't win. But not every winning locker room has good culture. There's guys in there hate each other. They just are so talented that they make it work.
Right.
The Lions make people believe in what they're doing. That culture goes into the community. Because back in the day, what the Lions complained about is their bad culture permeated to the society here. Now, the good culture has seeped into the community. It's in Detroit, it's in Birmingham, it's in Troy. All these people are believing, and so that's how this culture has changed. And it's going to work out, bro.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Pistons fan 11. And Terry, I'm curious to get your take on this. I'll say this. Certain people have said Carter is, quote, off the Lions board after all the legal stuff. This proves otherwise. You don't do visits with guys you have zero intention on taking. And Pistons fan 11, that there is elements of truth to that. There is also not elements of truth to that. They will meet with the quarterbacks. 100% they'll meet with the quarterbacks. You leave no stone unturned through all this.
I'm going to disagree with you because NFL teams meet with people you know they have no intention of drafting. They have no interest in them. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to convince somebody else, I might be interested. Because then they might trade up, and if you want to trade back and get, equivalent pieces to Jalen Carter, then you can get somebody behind you interested.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Jesse Adams said, Braylon said UConn isn't a blue blood. And they haven't done ish in 20 years.
Well, that's just...
Is that true?
No, that is absolutely not true. They won on in 99, I think 04.
No, is it true that Braylon said that?
I don't know. I can't confirm.
I don't think Jesse Adams would lie to us.
And are we allowed to disagree with Braylon Edwards, or is it because he's on the final word we can't disagree with him?
What the final word says is law.
Yeah, that law.
That law.
Okay, I'm going to disagree with him.
Oh,
UConn is a blue blood. Men
Terry,
and women.
Terry, I just got a call to pull you from the desk.
Is it the IRS on the other line?
It is not the IRS.
Thank God.
I'd rather have the IRS than the management calling me.
I mean, think about this. For all the people that say that UConn isn't a blue blood, they've won 4 national championships since 1999, and they're probably the favorites to get their 5th this year.
Nope.
They're more of a blue blood than Kentucky is right now. Kentucky's only won 1 since night. They won 1 in 98, 1 in 96, and 1 in 2012. In a lot of ways, John Calipari has been a tournament disappointment.
He's such an overrated coach.
Yeah, but you know what? Kentucky's a blue blood because of Adolph Rupp.
Well, yeah.
Because of Pat Riley.
Tubby Smith,
all those. So they're like a Michigan blue blood in football. Michigan, until recently, wasn't a blue blood in recent years, but they were a blue blood because of Bo Schembechler. They were a blue blood because of Fielding Yost. They're a blue blood because of the 1902 team and all that kind of stuff. So it doesn't have to be recent success for you to be a blue blood.
No, Kentucky is a blue blood. I just think that UConn might even have a stronger argument right now. Historically, probably not, but a lot of those championships for Kentucky came way back in the days of Adolph Rupp. They're not stacking them up recently. I'm just saying that.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Philip C. Is there any good culture in the Detroit area anymore? Can't even park a car downtown without it being stolen. Philip C., I park a car down there all the time. I've never had one problem.
Yeah.
Hundreds of times I parked down
true.
there.
Yeah,
I disagree with
That's
that.
that's lazy, bro.
That is lazy. You can park anywhere downtown.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the guy that hasn't? Oh, I haven't been downtown in 30 years. That's that guy.
Yeah,
He brags
possibly.
about that.
I don't know.
I
park downtown
never
every
had my
weekend.
car stolen in Detroit.
Nor have I.
The last time somebody messed with my car was in Sterling Heights at Rogers Roost. Somebody broke my window, and that's the last time I had problems with my car.
I like that
with
place.
somebody.
Rogers Roost, yeah, that's a good spot.
Damn.
Boom, the old school Boomba's in there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, for sure. They got good calzones, too.
Oh.
The heavy hitters.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about with it. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. And, for me, I'm on board. J. Will Fan says, Neal, Jalen Carter's a pick at 6. I don't care about a bad pro day. These people saying, oh, my God, Carter has no work ethic, or he came in 9 pounds overweight, has legal issues. That doesn't mean anything to me. And that's where I'm with it, too.
I mean, it's not nothing. It doesn't mean nothing. Like, it definitely means something to me, but it doesn't overweigh the amount of skill he has and what he does on the tape.
If I could grant you a realistic wish with pick number 6, is Jalen Carter?
Yeah, 1,000%.
But
So
you
then
know
it's
what,
nothing.
fellas? Here's why I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
worried.
fair.
Do you know what happens after they draft these players? They put them through rookie camp, OTAs, mandatory camp. They work these guys to the bone. And even if let's say he's 9 pounds overweight, all right? By the end of July, he might be 5 pounds underweight. Because it's not like he's going to be 9 pounds overweight for the first game in September.
Yeah.
They work their asses off.
You get him in the NFL training camp with
Right.
NFL dietitians and in that locker room. Like,
And the coaches yell at you, too.
yeah.
So I'm not worried about that. Stuff happens. Maybe he was partying a little bit. Let the
Probably
brother
stress
party.
eating.
Yeah, I'd like to party for lunch.
Yeah, if you're going to party for lunch, there's only one spot you can go, and that is obviously Cousins Maine Lobster, of course. Because Cousins Maine Lobster brings the best of the Maine coast to Detroit. Try the variety of sweet, succulent Maine Lobster menu items at their 2 food trucks rolling around the city. You can find their events scheduled on cousinsmainelobster.com and through their mobile app where you can easily order ahead and earn rewards. So make sure you check out Cousins Maine Lobster.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Krogers, and if you want to know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You can get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Guardian Alarm offers you customized solutions for meal experts. Their professional technicians take the time to recommend security and automation solutions specific to your needs. They also have 24/7 professional monitoring. You can call them anytime, day or night, and know a Guardian Alarm team member will stay on the phone as long as needed. And of course, they have technology backed by people. Your safety and security deserves technology. It's been proven to work, and people who have been proven to care even care about Sam Flannel's flannels. How many straight days of flannel protection has it been?
242.
242. Wow, we're getting there. So call them right now at 1-800.
Stay out.
That's 1-800.
Stay out.
One more time for the people in the back. Call them at 1-800.
Stay out. Stay out of the chat, UConn haters. You wish your basketball team was as successful as theirs.
Stay out of the Detroit Tigers lineup. Like maybe use your player option and get out Javy Báez. Maybe? No? Okay.
No, he's keeping that bag. Just like you could keep your bag if you have Guardian Alarm to protect it. So call them and let them know Woodward Sports sent you.
On and poppin', Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster in for D-Mac. We have Sam Flannel. We have Spencer Raxter as well. Real
brother,
quick.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, you can.
Since baseball season is coming up,
Is it?
answer me this, Batman.
Yes.
Who's going to be a bigger disaster this year? Miguel Cabrera or Javy Báez?
Javy Báez.
Javy Báez, yeah.
Okay.
Because you
Who's going
expect
to be
it
a bigger
from Miggy.
disaster?
Yes.
All right, I'm just asking the question. Don't
There,
look at
that's
me
not
like
even...
that.
How did that even enter into the stratosphere of your thought, Terry
Well, because
Foster?
Miggy is his last year.
Uh-huh.
He's old.
Uh-huh.
He's going to be fat. And you know we didn't read this spring training? Miggy's in the best shape of his life. That means he's going to come in at 400 pounds.
Okay.
That doesn't concern
true.
you?
No.
Okay. All right.
Triple Crown winner, MVP, best
No,
right-handed hitter of our
no.
generation.
Baby, is he the best right-hand hitter this year?
No.
Is he going to win the Triple Crown this year?
No, but that's how it works when you want to sign those guys in their prime. That's the tax you have to pay.
I'm just praying
I understand that, but who's going to have the worst season?
Javy Báez.
he'll be a bigger... I agree. I think Javy will be a bigger disaster because you don't expect as much from Miggy. You know where he's at right now.
It was always... For the last time, everybody, it was always going to end like this.
Yeah.
Always. And when he signed the contract, everybody was like, oh, let's go. We got Miggy locked up. It was always going to end like this. You could look down the line and see he's going to be 38, 39, making $30 million. Right. We knew this. That's the cost of having great players. I know that we've forgotten about it because we have an owner now that's not interested in having great players. I understand that now, Terry. Why don't the rest of the people understand that?
Why do you overreact to nothing?
I'm not overreacting.
Yes, you
This
are.
is reality, Terry.
I just asked a question.
And I
who's
gave you
going
an
to be-
answer.
No, you didn't. You're like, oh, this is the way. No, you went all into this thing. When you pay him $39 million, this is the way it's going to end. I know this is the way it's going to end. I'm just saying who's going to have the worst season. Javy Báez could rebound.
The man swings and misses at 50% of the pitches that are thrown to him, Terry. How is he going to rebound? But he's always done this.
You got a guy in town now who's talking about the strike zone. And
He makes an error every 4 games, Terry. He's one of the worst fielding shortstops, and I was told, oh, wait till you watch Javy Báez. He can pick it at shortstop. He's terrible. Terrible. That's not my opinion. That's fact. Look up the numbers.
No, it's true, but he can throw the ball between his legs to first base, but he just can't.
Cool.
He can't field a routine baseball.
Cool.
El Mago.
I'm excited for baseball. I miss baseball.
For Tigers baseball?
I mean, yeah. Like, I'm just excited to watch baseball again.
There will be no Miguel Cabrera slander. There will be none here. If I'm sitting in this chair, there will be none.
Yeah, I gotta get.
He delivered, Terry. He delivered.
So I can't bring up how he made fun of the fat boy in Birmingham.
That was a bad night. Hey, you've had a bad night before.
I've had a bad night. I never threatened to blow up a restaurant.
Now, we weren't there. We can't confirm that.
Maybe he was talking about the bathroom.
Yeah. Spenmo on brand.
I've said that a lot.
We've all blown up
I'm about to blow this bitch up.
When you're a bigger dude,
yeah.
That can happen.
Yeah.
Now, when you're a little dude, you can blow up a bathroom, but you can't blow up a building.
That's fair.
I get really, really mad about that, Terry. Really mad about it.
Now that I know it angers you, I'm going to bring it up every now and then.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Tony, Neal, I never hear you talking about Will Anderson. Serious question because I'm curious. Would you prefer Will Anderson or Jalen Carter?
Will Anderson's not going to be there, so why talk about it?
Is this Jeff Iafrate on a burner account right now with his crazy-ass mock drafts that have him taking Will Anderson at 6? Because in no world is that going to happen, guys. In no world. Yeah, I'd rather have Will Anderson. I live in reality. I'm not like Terry Foster over here. Who's going to be a bigger disappointment? Miguel Cabrera? No, I live in reality. Maybe I'm weird.
No, I didn't say biggest disappointment. Who's going to be the biggest disaster?
The biggest disaster. That's right.
Let's get it right.
Where
I don't
Javy
think
Báez
Miggy
swings and misses at 50% of the pitches thrown
I don't think
to him.
Miggy could do anything that would be a disaster this year.
Thank you.
Like,
it was always going to be like this.
Yeah.
And yes, Will Anderson, I would rather have Will Anderson than Jalen Carter. But we have the 6th pick. This isn't Jeff Iafrate's La La Land with mock drafts and everything like that, where you do one every week and you'll say, oh, I'll change this up. I'll have the Lions taking Will Anderson at 6. Go to woodwardsports.com and check out that clownery and buffoonery if you want. I'm tired of this stuff, man.
yeah.
We agree. I'm tired of it, too.
Jeff also had a breakfast burrito today, and he replaced the bacon with tomatoes like a weirdo. Just putting that out there.
He pulled the bacon out of it?
Like, he told them, hold the bacon, give me tomatoes. Roast has a mean breakfast burrito. Like, I'll stand by that. And I told him you got to get the hash browns well done, get a little crunch in there. And he said he replaced the bacon with tomatoes. I looked at him like
That's one of those health kick geeks.
Yeah.
That we should, you know what? We should wipe him off the list when we're gonna go out or something and we're gonna get the fellas together. I'm afraid he needs to be wiped off the list. He's putting tomato on his breakfast burrito.
Yeah.
Instead of bacon.
That's crazy.
Instead of bacon.
That's
like,
the kind of person that would have Will Anderson falling to 6 in a mock draft.
I'd be okay,
Right.
you add tomato. Like, I like tomato. So, you add tomato, I'm cool. But to take off the bacon and replace it with tomato?
Blasphemous.
It is.
That's a little much.
Have you ever been to Voodoo Donuts in Portland?
No.
Probably not.
Never been to
They
Portland.
got bacon on their donuts.
Damn.
And it's crazy. It's good.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Rack. Javy Báez swung at a pitch that bounced before it crossed home plate.
That is true.
Regularly.
That is true.
Regularly. There will be no... Guys, settle in. Okay, and I know you guys like to do this, right? If you want to trigger me, give Miguel Cabrera slander. I can take it all. If I can run on a treadmill at Planet Fitness for 75 minutes, I can take Miguel Cabrera slander for 2 hours.
I heard Miguel Cabrera can't see anymore.
He could see fine when he was the MVP and winning Triple Crowns and being the best right-handed hitter of his generation, arguably. He could see fine then.
Can't now.
It was always going to end like this.
But is it supposed to end like that for 7 seasons? After this year, he's going to have 7 seasons of basically being a below replacement level baseball player. Why can't we just get a little...
That's the tax you pay.
7 years?
Yes.
He sucks after age 34.
Look at all these contracts, man.
Okay, but Miguel Cabrera, you're not supposed to just fall off a cliff when you're 34 years old. I get he was amazing.
They can't pay him $60 million a year. Guys, let me break this down.
About it, though?
Let me break this down for you. Okay, Sam Flannel? And of you, of all people, I would expect you to understand this, but apparently you don't. You can't pay him $60 million a year because, and especially the ownership here, because then you got to swim in the luxury tax waters, right? You understand the luxury tax?
That's fair, but
that's why they extend it out. They're giving it to him now, but they extend it out to avoid luxury tax.
I mean, but why can't... Oh, here's the thing. I get it. It's not Miguel Cabrera's fault. He didn't do anything wrong necessarily, but I know what I see. He sucked at baseball since 2017. He was all-time great for the first, 10, 11 years of his career.
So he's a lot like everybody else.
But he was 34. You're not supposed to fall off a cliff when you're 34.
He came in the league when he was 19.
Well, he also had a problem with staying in shape, man. Come on. I'm just saying. I respect him.
Did he have that problem when he was the MVP and won Triple Crown?
Absolutely not. He was young. He was in his late 20s, early 30s.
So he got older.
Yeah. Okay. He was great. He was all-time
great. Okay, period.
But to just say no slander, I don't like looking at him anymore. I don't like watching him anymore. He sucks. He's awful.
Okay. He was the greatest right-handed hitter of our generation, Sam Flannel.
Yeah. Either him or Pujols, but
arguable. Okay,
okay.
There's Sam Flannel. Oh, it was him or Pujols. Arguably, then does that appease you, Flannel?
Well, and
is that fine?
And can I be fair? For at least most of his Los Angeles Angels career, I feel the exact same way about Albert Pujols. He was terrible too when he got there.
And who signed their contract first? Pujols.
Oh, yeah. I guess he did.
So that set the market.
Okay, fine.
So what do you want him to do? Oh, no. Give me less money.
No, I never said that.
Flannel.
I never
said that.
That
guy earned every dime he's getting this year. And every dime he ever made in his career.
Okay, fine. But he's blown at baseball for 6 years, going to be 7. I'm just saying.
And it was always going to end like this,
okay,
Sam Flannel.
That's true. But you know what the St. Louis Cardinals did with Albert Pujols? They told his ass to get out of here.
Yep.
And then they brought him back on a little sympathy contract.
He actually played pretty well the last half of the season, too.
Yeah, he was hitting homers every game. That was pretty wild.
It was. Now, I wanted to do like a Jared Goff segment, but no, we couldn't do that.
Oh, now he's going to punish us.
No, I'm just saying I couldn't.
That's he's like the gym teacher is not going to let us play today.
Yeah, now we're running. Now we're going to run.
Now we got to suffer.
Yep.
My guy, Mr. Musso, he was the GOAT when gym teacher. It was like, the class is like strength training, and like a quarter of the way through the semester, he'd just give us the basketballs every day. We just played, like me and like the 6 other guys just played basketball.
John Fisher. I'd still rather have Verlander and or Scherzer than to have extended Miggy. Pitching wins ships. It was proven by both. You don't get to keep Miggy if you don't sign him to the contract. And John, you would have been one of these guys going, I can't believe that they let Miguel Cabrera go. Yeah. This is what it takes.
No, that's true. And he would have said the Tigers are cheap. So would I have said that. They don't care about winning. I would have said that too. That you had to extend him to get the good years out of Miggy Cabrera, and now the Tigers and the fan base have to suffer now.
And pitching wins chips, I get that. But, you know, the Tigers had 4 Cy Young winners on that rotation. 4 former, current, or future Cy Young winners on that rotation. And they lost because Miguel Cabrera got injured because he's breaking up a fight between Prince Fielder and Avisail Garcia.
Yeah, you're right.
Because Avisail Garcia banged Prince Fielder's wife.
Plus the other thing.
Tell me about culture.
It wasn't all about the Tigers letting them go. Verlander wanted to win. Scherzer wanted to win. They knew they weren't going to win here, so they're like, peace out.
Yeah, the Tigers didn't want to win. You want to go back to that, John? They offered Max Scherzer a BS contract that there was no way he was going to take.
Yeah.
No way whatsoever. And then they wrote a press release about it. They're like, hey, we offered Max Scherzer 6 years, $140 million. Can you believe it? $140 million. And he said no. Well, yeah, he said no. Because a couple months later, he got $210 million from Washington.
Right.
Who's going to say yes to that? Like, let's just put it out there. That's how that went down. WoodwardSports.com chat thread, real quick. Hoof-hearted says, Neal gets that "why are you so stupid" tone when he gets fired up. Yeah, because, and you know what, Hoof-hearted? That's on me. That's curse of knowledge stuff. I assume that everybody knows what I know. And they don't, Terry. My wife does it with me. I do it with my wife.
You took my question out of context. That's on you. Shame on you.
Okay. Hey. I'll put everything right back into context, though. Seafood Fest is back at Big Boy. Catch it while you can. You get all the Lent favorites like shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir fry, and the all-new fish sandwich. And don't forget, Friday nights, you know what to do, everybody. The all-you-can-eat fish fry buffet is back. It's the staple of Seafood Fest. So get to your local Big Boy today for Seafood Fest.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays, 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men for an award-winning haircut experience and automatically enter for your chance to win not one, but 2 vehicles of your choice, courtesy of Les Stanford Buick GMC of Ferndale. That's right, 2 cars, one for you, one for your wife, your girlfriend, or your best bud. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime, sign in, sit down, watch your favorite team play, and before you know it, your hair will be game ready. Let one of our talented, award-winning stylists make you look handsome and clean. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to WoodwardSports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to WoodwardSports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Neal Ruhl here for Chili Peppers Tanning. You'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Spotless and sanitized rooms. Trained and certified tanning professionals. Join the Pepper Club. Get access to all the best deals. They'll beat the competitors' prices by at least $5. And you can pick up the Australian Gold, Designer Skin, Cal Tan, and the Prime Miguel Cabrera era Swedish Beauty Lotion. Right, Spenmo?
Oh, yeah.
Go to chilipepperstanning.com. Find out which one of their 27 locations works best for you. Chili Peppers Tanning, the hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, and the darkest tans, all for you at Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili Peppers Tan.
Yay. Back at it. Pick the Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster in for D-Mac, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you. Osvaldo Cabrera says the Padres are going to be in purgatory putting a lineup of 40-year-olds out there in 10 years making $40 million. It happens.
Yeah.
Yes, it does.
But I guarantee they cash one in.
Regularly. Because you can't pay them. You know what? I bet, truth be told, that owners, Terry, would rather pay him $60 million for a year and take a shorter term and just get it over with. But you can't, because then you got to pay the luxury tax. Money is behind every move that's made.
Amen. Can't argue with you on that one.
Yes, Benny.
Ken Griffey Jr. will be the fourth highest paid player for the Cincinnati Reds this year.
Yeah.
He will be making $3.59 million thanks to the deferred payment agreement of his contract extension of the Reds in 2000. He's 53 years old, hasn't played in the league in over a decade.
Yes.
That's legendary, dude.
Speaking of the Reds, their highest paid player that is actually going to be playing this year, I believe, will be Will Myers.
Hell yeah.
They quit.
Oh yeah, they told the fans last year.
We're done.
Yeah, they literally sent out a press conference or a press release to the fans last year like, we're not trying to win, we're going to suck, and you guys are going to take it. And,
absolutely.
I mean, that's what happens when you live in Ohio, you losers.
Yeah, deferred salaries.
And the thing is, you could go to Cincinnati and find a bunch of fools who would say, I still think the Reds can win it all.
Yeah. Just for everybody's peace of mind,
started.
Ken Griffey Jr. has 1 year left on that deal, that deferred deal. That will pay him $3.6 million next year.
That is so legendary.
As well. They are paying Mike Moustakas $22 million to not play. But yeah, that's the fans' fault.
Yeah.
Their ownership said it, Terry. They're like, hey, we could move the team. Just be careful what you ask for. Mm-hmm. Okay, bro.
They're just moving across the river to Kentucky, though.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere.
You know what pisses me off is that Ohio has, like, 6 major sports teams. Like, how? Why? More than that. They got Cleveland, the Guardians, the Reds, the Cavaliers, the Blue Jackets, the Bengals, the Browns. Like, why does Ohio have so many damn teams? I guess
it's a big state.
I get there's nothing else to do, but like, you don't need that many in Ohio.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. The Lorena Rios, they want to know, T-Foss, do you drive a pink Cadillac?
I do not.
A pink Cadillac.
I'm not. What are those? The little ladies? I do not drive a pink Cadillac. Why would I?
Oh, they were asking. I don't know.
No, I don't. I've never even been in a pink Cadillac.
Really?
I've been in a red Cadillac.
Right. I've been in a Cadillac, but not a pink one.
All right. Speaking of money, and there is audio out of Dan Campbell. Do you remember who he was talking to?
CBS.
Dan Campbell was talking to CBS.
Yeah.
And basically came out, and I'm surprised this didn't get talked about more. Dan Campbell was talking about Jared Goff on CBS. I love Goff. Goff's our guy, man. He plays his best football last year. I think he's going to come out and play some of his best football this year. I love our quarterback position right now. So, with that being said, do you guys agree with that? For real?
I've agreed with that for a while. That he is their guy. I didn't believe it last year when Brad Holmes was talking this mess. No, this is not a bridge quarterback. I'm like, baloney. Yes, he is. But I think what Jared Goff has done, he's proven he belongs. He's proven that he can lead this team to victories. Now what he needs to do is prove that he can lead this team to a playoff berth, prove that he can win a playoff game or 2 or 3 here. So he still has a lot to prove. But in this town, every starting quarterback for the Lions sucks. That's just the mentality of this fan. This has been going on since the 70s. A lot of people criticizing Jared Goff think this is something new. No. Every Lions quarterback gets, this is not the guy. Jared Goff, when he hadn't proven himself, he wasn't the guy. Now I think he's kind of proven himself that he is a decent quarterback. He's still not the guy in a lot of fans' mind.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Jonesy5182 says, "Hey, Ohio has Cedar Point, you bozo." So I think
true. That's all they got.
That is it. Spenmo, I have to check in with you on this as the resident Jared Goff disbeliever. Truther, whatever, however you want to phrase it.
Yeah.
Where are you at with Dan Campbell's statement there?
I'm cool with it. I mean, what else is he going to say?
So then I'll ask you this. As we continue to see the quarterback salary escalate, are you still in the camp of, because I am, actually, I still am in the camp of we ride out as it sits right now. But there is a growing segment. I'm not going to say it's a movement. I'm not going to say it's a ton of people. I'm not going to say it's a lot of fans. But there is a growing segment of people that are starting to dip their toe in the get out in front of inflation. If Goff's going to be your guy,
he's their guy for now.
So for this 2 years,
for the rest of this contract.
Okay, so that's where you're at.
Yes.
Now I tend to think that he's longer term than that, but I value flexibility. Right? I think like right now, Terry, the Lions lease Goff with the option to buy, and they hold the cards in that respect. So for me, because I've gotten asked this question before, and Easy was somebody he would just out of the blue say, "Why are you talking about extending Goff, Neal?" Even though I never said anything like that. For me, my position hasn't changed, and it won't change. I will continue to lease with the option to buy, and if it costs, I'll be happy to pay a few more dollars on the back end to maintain my flexibility. People that lease cars, why do they lease them, Terry? I lease my wife's minivan, right? And when there's like an issue with it, say like the window won't roll down or something, you take it to the dealership and I give them the keys. I'm like, "Hey, fix your car. Your window won't go down in your car. It's your car, so you need." I enjoy that freedom. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but isn't a little teeny tiny bit of you afraid that Jared Goff's windows are going to stop working?
Stoked Not Scared.
Which is fine, because when the lease is done, like when the term of the lease expires, if that's the status that he has, I flip the keys back to the dealership and say, "Hey, take your car. I'm going to go get a new one."
Which could still happen with Jared Goff. I get that. But that's why I think there's a little bit of sentiment. People want to get that next guy in here, the next guy, so they can learn the system, so that they can learn how to be an NFL quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And so they don't believe in Jared Goff. They believe that those windows could stop working on week 2 next year.
WoodwardSports.com chat there. Brandon Katz says, that's a bad take by Neal. That's not how it works. Goff will want a big extension after next year, and the Lions will have zero leverage if they don't draft a quarterback early. Is it, Brandon? Like, is it? I mean, he can want an extension all he wants, right? Like, Lamar Jackson can want guaranteed money all he wants. Isn't that what we're learning, right?
He didn't get it.
Hasn't gotten it yet.
Yeah, but as of now.
He hasn't gotten it. Hasn't gotten it yet.
But the other thing about the quarterback position is you can always bring in a free agent next year. You can always draft a quarterback. You can always scare your starting quarterback. But what I think Dan Campbell is doing, he really believes Jared Goff is all that in a bag of chips. That he's exactly what they need at quarterback if they're going to continue and they're going to win. Because looking at the big picture, aren't the Lions still favorites to win the division?
They are.
Who's
Heavy
the quarterback?
favorites. Jared Goff.
Jared Goff. So I think Dan Campbell's looking at that. He's seen the progression of him. We're not talking about like McVay saying, this guy's broken, I don't want him, I'm giving up on him. That's not happening. Instead, there's been a rebirth and a regurgitation of Jared Goff, where now we look at him and say, you know what? He's a decent quarterback. Even Spinney is not saying the guy sucks anymore.
Yeah.
Is Jared Goff suck, my friend?
No, he had a great year last year.
Okay. But I think now what we have to do is we have to figure out what's he going to be this year. Because it's all about this year. I mean, you showed me something today, a little chart. The Lions are projected to win 9.5 games according to Vegas. That's the over-under. If the Lions hit the under, the season is a disaster. It's a disappointment. They've underachieved. And you need to start looking at maybe this isn't the franchise we thought it was.
Absolutely.
So the Lions have to hit the over.
I'll tell you what. I agree with what Brandon Katz just said. Is there's zero chance Jared Goff takes less than Daniel Jones.
Right.
And I'm not in the camp of paying anybody $40+ million unless your name's Patrick Mahomes.
Which is also too like all that same negative juice that people have about Lamar Jackson. You think Lamar Jackson should play next year for less money than Daniel Jones?
Yeah, no.
You see what I'm saying? Like, but that plays into it then, though. Like, but you do have him for less than Daniel Jones this year and next year. You do. Like, that's the contract. It's been signed, sealed, and delivered. And
For
NFL,
now.
Yes.
I said for now.
For now.
Right.
For now, as it sits. NFL Draft Junkie. And here's the key. Because it's always under warranty. That's right. There is no escape penalty with Jared Goff right now. I like that freedom. I like that setup. To where as you look at, and look, I know people love Josh Allen, right? There's a $72 million escape penalty on Josh Allen right now. I'm just saying. And is that aggressive? Like, is he going to fall off and be done this year? No. But that's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Like, there is a time bomb on that.
Josh Allen helped me win a fantasy championship a couple years ago, so cool with him. He's cool in my book.
Right, and I'm just bringing him up. You know, you could say anybody. You know, any quarterback that signed a deal. So it's just for me, that's kind of where I am. I'm cool with it the way that it is.
Mr. Capologist.
Yes.
When it's time to renegotiate with Jared Goff, how far are you willing to go? How much are you willing to pay him every year?
As it sits right now, if I'm going to get that same level of production, or a comparable level of production, more than Daniel Jones, less than Patrick Mahomes.
I was thinking 45.
Yeah, which is about what it is, and that's still going to be a bargain.
And that's still a lot.
But Terry, see, like everyone's got to think. Everyone's got to think about this,
I can't think out loud without you jumping down my ass. I just said that's a lot, but I'd be willing
is it
to
a
pay
lot
it.
though?
Yes, it is.
It is.
Is it?
Yes.
It is.
It's less than Kyler Murray.
It's still a lot.
It's less than Kyler Murray.
$45 million is a lot of money. I don't care what you say.
All right, T-Foss. All right.
Drop that bag in my lap, and I'll be the happiest guy in the world. In fact,
I'd never
I
do
will
anything
walk
ever
out
again.
this studio. I will fly out this studio if you give me $45 million. That's a lot of money.
No, then you'll have to look at your insurance options if that ever becomes a case.
Well, and in that case, you got to go with Swiss. Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Swiss Insurance, give us a shot and you won't be disappointed. Email them at mark@swissins.com. That is mark@swissins.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991? Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Pushing up towards the second hour of the show, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster in for Darren McCarty, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter. Appreciate all you guys jumping into woodwardsports.com chat thread. Hey, do us a favor. Subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast.
Do me a favor. Don't say anything bad about Miggy, because I don't want this man having a heart attack on the air.
Thank you. This will be a Miguel Cabrera slander-free zone all season long. That's it. That's all. This is the nature of how it works. They can't pay him $60, $70 million a year because of the luxury tax, so they stretch it out to avoid the luxury tax. A lot like, kind of like what the Lamar Jackson thing is right now. You know what I'm saying? What's that?
Read that message I just pinned.
Oh. Kevin Bell says Goff will take less to stay in Detroit.
False.
That's not true. Why does everybody believe that? Everybody,
because they still think he's a depreciated. Like, let's just cut the ish. You still think he stinks, right, Spencer?
Yes.
Cut the ish. Everybody, for this 8-minute segment here, let's just all come clean about Jared Goff right now, okay?
I think he's average. He's average, and he was in a great situation last year.
He's Geno Smith. He's Daniel Jones. Where is he in the Pantheon? Tell me where he slots, Spenny.
Right in there. Yeah, Geno Smith, Daniel Jones, right around there.
Okay, so 40 to 45-ish is where he should be then.
Not for the Lions.
Why not? That's what those
I'd rather
guys
have
are.
a rookie making 5 or 10.
That's aggressive, man.
That's how the NFL works.
That's aggressive.
Here's what I'll say. Jared Goff is a very fine quarterback.
Very fine local quarterback.
Yes. He does his job. But guys, can we stop with the hometown discount? Tell me all the players that have stayed in Detroit and given them the hometown discount.
Lions fans.
That list is very, very small. Get that out of your heads. First of all, Jared Goff plays in the National Football League. They have a weak union, but the union is in these players' heads. You can't take a hometown discount because the union will blackball you. They will get on your case. Other players are relying on you to negotiate a certain deal, so when it's their turn, they're going to make more money. The hometown discount is a myth that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, even though it doesn't exist.
In the WoodwardSports.com chat thread, just put it out there, guys. This will be a safe zone for the next 6 minutes. Be for real. Say what you want to say. Be honest with us. Be honest with yourself. Sam Flannel, where are you at with them right now? Right here, right now.
Well, I certainly wouldn't put him in the Daniel Jones and Geno Smith tier.
Because he's better than them.
He's better than them.
I mean,
he's better than them.
Look at the numbers Geno Smith had last year.
But Geno Smith's good I would say borderline great year, was the most random great year in NFL history. He was a draft bust up until that. At
Goff's
least
had 2, Geno's had 1.
But Geno was literally a starter for 1 year. He was awful when he got drafted by the Jets, and he was a journeyman for the rest of his career.
He's got a better percentage as being a good starter, then, is what you're saying.
Well, I mean, I suppose. Nobody wanted to make him a starter.
Young man, be careful about the percentage thing.
Yeah.
Because some offenses are structured where you're going to have a lower percentage because you're going upfield a little bit more.
Yeah. I mean...
and I like to look at, I don't like to look at quarterbacks, what they did last year and say, well, he's better than so-and-so. I like to look at a 4 or 5 year period of production, of winning, turnovers and stuff like that to determine who is a better quarterback.
Yeah, and
I don't think we can look at the last 5 years and say that Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Jared Goff.
No, I would agree with that.
Even though 2 of those years Jared Goff had were under McVay, who had lost faith in him. I would still say he's better.
Yeah, I would say that Jared Goff has probably had 3 upper level years.
3 Pro Bowl years and went to a Super Bowl. That's the resume.
Well, and that's why I would put him in the maybe 10 to 12 range of quarterbacks in the NFL. I wouldn't be opposed to necessarily drafting a quarterback, but only if it's CJ Stroud or Bryce Young.
Yeah.
No Anthony Richardson or Will Levis, not a chance in hell.
Jared Goff's with Kirk Cousins, Derek Carr.
See, I think he's better than those guys.
I think he's right there in the middle.
I think he's a little bit better than those guys.
They're living in the same apartment.
Yes.
Same building?
Same building.
Same
Goff,
building.
That's what I'm saying.
Goff has the downtown view.
Yeah.
But Cousins and those guys, they're on the first floor. It backs up to the alley.
They're in the same building, paying the same rent.
All right, then let's put it out there then, Spenmo. So you want him to take a quarterback at 6 then?
If it's anybody other than Will Levis there, yes.
So you're calling for it?
If it's anybody other than Will Levis, yes. But that's why I don't think it's going to happen, because I think Will Levis is going to be the only one there.
And Sam Flannel's desires, they won't play out either. Those guys are going to be gone. So you advocate trading up for him then?
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not.
You advocate trading up for him?
I wouldn't hate it.
So you're going all... Okay, so you're all in.
I mean, yeah, I wouldn't hate it. If they traded up and got Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, I would not be mad at all.
Are you playing him this year? That's the big question.
Are you what? No, okay. Not a chance.
So you stacking him. I can respect that. He's bringing them in because at some point, and even I think it was Holmes said it, Jared Goff is not going to be the quarterback 10 years from now.
Yes.
He's not going to be the quarterback 7 years from now. So I understand you either get a quality quarterback who can replace him when he moves on, or you leave it alone. There's no sense in drafting a backup quarterback. What's that going to do?
I agree with that, and I'm glad that Spenmo didn't hit me with the fallacy of, well, take one in the 6th round.
Yeah, no.
You know,
I mean, I'm good with Clayton Tune, but it's not. Clayton Tune's not the answer. He's not the future.
This is us having a beer on draft night, yucking it up.
But if it's Anthony Richardson, Bryce Young, CJ Stroud, I'm good. I don't like Will Levis personally. I think he's got a lot of bust written on him, but if Brad Holmes takes him, I'm not going to argue it.
No, and I wouldn't either, right? That all comes with the caveat. I'll acquiesce to whatever he says because, he's already taken this franchise to draft levels I've never seen before.
Not me. If he takes Will Levis, I'm going to say, Brad, what's up?
I agree with Terry.
You slipping? Something happened to you? Did you fall?
Terry, has he had draft levels already that this town has never seen?
If he drafts Will Levis, that means something happened to him. he gone.
He gone. No, okay, he wouldn't be gone.
Unless he drafts Will Levis in the 2nd round of something silly like that, then he's still okay.
See, I like this. And look, I could mix it up with Spenny because you guys know my take on it. They're the betting favorite to win the division, a heavy betting favorite to win the division.
Yes.
There's a lot of cheese in the betting community out there on them going to the NFC Championship. Mm-hmm. And if you believe, so you believe that?
Yes.
Or no?
I do.
So if you had to bet your tax debt, you would bet it on them winning the division?
Yes.
Okay. Wouldn't you rather them go get a tool that could help them do that to win your bet?
No,
to win your
I'd rather
tax
be
debt?
set up for sustained success in the future.
Okay, so you're willing to take it. You're willing to not win the division.
Yes. if it means I'm going to be consistently competing for Super Bowls in the
But
next
it doesn't
5 to 10
mean
years.
that.
But do you know
I believe that Brad Holmes would do that to put us in success to do that, yes.
Honey
That's
bun,
what it
do you know
means to
how
me.
important winning the division is?
I don't give a shit.
Well, you should.
Here's
why.
I want to win a Super Bowl.
Okay. Last 7 years, 14 teams have gone to the Super Bowl. How many of them won the division?
11.
13. So you got to win your division if you want to go to the Super Bowl.
It's fair, but like, do you think the Lions are going to go to the Super Bowl next year?
If they win the division, I might get up here and
they got a shot.
They got a shot. I might do the Super Bowl shuffle up here.
Stop it.
If they win the division. But they're not going to finish, with the third best wild card record or something and then go to the Super Bowl. They got to win this stupid division.
Yeah, no, I'd like to see them win the division, but I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl this year. So
Will they win the division?
They could win the division, yeah. They could.
Then they got a shot.
Then you got to, Spenmo, you got to be consistent with it. You win a division, you get a home playoff game, you got a shot.
You have a shot, yes, but I don't think you have the odds to win the Super Bowl. I don't think you're a Super Bowl favorite just because you win the division in a weak NFC North. I don't think those things are linear and equate. I would rather have sustained success to win multiple divisions and be in contention for multiple Super Bowls than go all in on one with Jared Goff. Is that unreasonable?
No, but it's not like you're speaking in fantasy draft terms. Though.
I'm not.
Like
you guys
like
love
you're taking
Brad
Stafford in
Holmes.
the fifth round.
Every pick he does is right. Everything he does is right, unless it's drafting a quarterback high, because that's a mistake.
No.
For him.
I didn't say that. I didn't see. That's where we're different. I didn't say that. I said if that's what Brad Holmes does, then you have to respect it. You have to. You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
Unless
man's
it's Will
resume.
Levis.
Again, I don't think he's going to do it.
Unless it's Will
Levis. I don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to take a quarterback at 6.
And look,
I would be very surprised if he did.
Yeah,
but I wouldn't be mad because I can see the writing on the wall.
And again, we talked about it. This is a safe zone for everybody here, and everyone's kind of getting their feelings out there. Lorena Rios says, yes, Neal, Spencer is talking in fantasy draft terms.
Why? Because taking a quarterback in the top 5 is fantasy draft terms. Shut the fuck up.
Well,
Lorena
what's
Rios.
the hit rate though? It's you're not a favorite to win that bet. You're
but
not
Brad
a favorite.
Holmes. It's Brad Holmes doing it, right?
100%.
So
yeah.
he would make the right choice.
But I don't think he'll do it either, though.
I don't think he will either.
But wait a minute. I think we're all stuck in a spider web. Now you're saying he shouldn't draft a quarterback 5. That he's living in fantasy, but. You're saying
no. I think
shut up. But you're saying my ass shut up. But on the other hand, you're saying Brad Holmes does it. I believe in it.
Yes.
So if Brad Holmes drafts a quarterback 5, you believe in it. That's going to work out.
No, but I'll tell you this: if he does draft a quarterback at 5, if I had to bet my IRS tax debt on it, I'll bet that the quarterback fails. Because I always want the numbers on my side. I want the math on my side.
But I thought Brad Holmes always makes the right decision.
He does. But the math on this one, with this position, with these guys, I wouldn't bet on it working out. I wouldn't.
I would. I believe in Brad Holmes and his decisions. I think he's going to draft the best player. Like I said, I don't expect him to draft a quarterback at 6.
Neal's wearing a T-shirt underneath that beautiful Woodward sweatshirt that says, "In Brad we trust." So if he drafts a quarterback at 5, you're going to come on board, whether you know it or not.
Well, Terry, both things can be true.
Fat.
Both things can be true, Terry.
Okay.
Both things can be true. Like at Planet Fitness, you can get a great deal and work out at a great facility. That's how it works at Planet Fitness. Both things are true. $10 a month, access to your home club. Never wait for equipment. They have treadmills for miles, cardio equipment for miles, weights for miles. Clean facility, cleaner than clean. One of the best in the game at that. Guys, come on. Like, let's be real about this. Some of you are out there as a member of a gym right now paying $50, $60, $70 a month for a place with a rock wall. Think about that for a minute. Everything you need is in Planet Fitness. I'm there every single day. I know. I love it. Facility's clean. Locker room's great. All of it, guys. And it's just $10 a month for access to your home club. You want to be a baller? $24.99 a month. The black card. Boom. You basically own Planet Fitness. Access to over 2,000 of them around the world. There's over 50 of them in Metro Detroit. You'd be surprised how many times you're around town. You can just pop into your Planet Fitness and get your workout on at any one of them with your black card membership. Pull in the parking lot. Join at one of the 50 Metro Detroit Planet Fitness locations, or jump on that computer. Go to planetfitness.com. It's Planet Fitness, where your fitness is essential.
At work and at home. We're there with smarter security solutions, featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Since the dawn of moving people, Chevrolet has led the way. The world of transportation is changing. At Feldman Chevrolet, we are leading the charge forward. With every electric vehicle, every mile traveled, one Feldman at a time. The company that puts more Chevys on Michigan roads is now the #1 name for Chevy electric vehicles.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here with you. Remember, subscribe to the Big D Energy podcast from Woodward Sports. Rate it, review it, leave it a 5-star, whatever you guys would like to do with that. We appreciate you checking all of that out. WoodwardSports.com chat thread. People really seem to want the Sam Flannel Michigan hockey breakdown. Give it to us real quick, Sam Flannel. 30 seconds.
I mean, they're playing Quinnipiac. I hope that they win. I'll be happy. I'll cheer for them. But if I'm being honest, I didn't really pay much attention to Michigan hockey this year. I am a proud Michigan bandwagon hockey fan. There's nothing wrong with it.
Just like baseball.
Yeah, just like baseball.
Just like softball.
Yes, 100%.
What about gymnastics?
They won the Big Ten title.
They get more people than the Michigan men's basketball team does to some events.
To some events. But if they're playing home against State or Virginia like this year or Ohio State or most Big Ten games, the Chrysler Center can get pretty electric.
Can it?
Yes.
When?
2018, 2013. Those are some...
Oh.
Yeah. What about that game in 2013 where they won against Michigan State on a Trey Burke steal? And layup. That was pretty electric.
Almost a decade and a half ago.
Well, 2018, they were in the Final Four that year. They were in the national championship
half
that
a decade ago.
I must ask you to back down. Stop making fun of Flannel Sam because he doesn't know who's on the Michigan hockey team. Nobody knows who's on that team.
That's true.
Nobody. The PR people in Michigan don't even know. They got to look at their roster. Oh, this is so-and-so.
I didn't, Terry. Like
you're being...
that was the will of the people. No, you're confusing them with me.
People, stop making fun of Flannel because he doesn't know who's on the hockey team. Nobody knows who's on there except mom and aunt. I've covered Michigan hockey. And when you go into the locker room as a journalist, here's what the PR people do. They look down on their sheet and they said, this is Tyler Smith or this is Jim's. They don't even know. And the media doesn't know who these people are. They got to point them out. So it's hockey. It's not football. It's not basketball. So stop making fun of the man. Get off his ass.
Well, hey. I was told Chrysler's electric. That's what I was told.
It can be, just like a lot of other major college basketball arenas. I'm Breslin. I'm sure it's electric a lot of the time. Spenny, you can attest to that.
Yes. I miss that a lot. His one was awesome.
And young Neal?
Yes.
Do you root for Oakland University soccer?
I do. Okay.
He's entitled to root for his Wolverines in hockey, even if it's for like 5 minutes, whatever it is. Let him enjoy this journey.
And I can promise you now that I'm not going to post about it obnoxiously on Twitter. I'll just be happy they won if they do win.
Okay, see that's where your brethren fail.
I know.
They act like they've been being with Michigan gymnastics and track and swimming and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah.
It's laughable. It's embarrassing, actually.
I think one of my biggest problems with my Michigan fan brethren is they'll tweet like they're the biggest Michigan hockey fans in the world, but then they'll give the most casual takes when it comes to Michigan basketball. Like Hunter Dickinson was the problem this season. That stuff just drives me batty. You know you've all done it, especially you, Chuck Brewer.
You and Chuck Brewer have a vendetta.
The DLine.com says Eric Pogue is legit at Oakland University. That's my guy, Eric Pogue. But yeah, they go to the NCAA tournament pretty regularly.
Okay.
Michigan soccer, or Oakland soccer. But yeah, Sam Flannel, since you're here, I do want to take umbrage with you for a moment.
Well, where else would I be, Neal?
Yeah. So we talked earlier, Terry, about how ticket prices for the Final Four have cratered.
Yes.
To a level we have never seen before. Spencer Raxter was aghast when I told him,
yeah,
you can get a ticket to the national championship game for $70. You know, it's a get-in price, but still.
It's
Last time
wild.
we saw that was in 1965.
Yeah. I believe it was the NIT at that time.
Right.
NYU was playing Cincinnati.
At Arco Arena in Kansas City.
Right. But so here's my issue with Sam Flannel. Sam Flannel is like everybody else. You talk about it. You love the upsets, what 12 is going to be to 5 and everything like that, but you don't like it. You don't like it. You know what you guys are with college basketball? You people, Sam Flannel. You know what you people are? You people are McDonald's and Starbucks and Pro Corporation and all that. That's what you like. You need name brands. You have to have them. Now, you want them on your terms, so you feel like you have some control over it. But deep down, you want that corporation to have control over you. You don't want to see this Final Four. You don't want to see that national championship game. I mean, heaven forbid, right, if Florida Atlantic wins the national title, Sam Flannel would have a fit about it. He doesn't want this. You guys don't want this. You want your regular Starbucks and your same McDonald's and your Subway that you get all the time. You say you don't. You like to go to social media and say, hey, support local business, support small. No, you don't want that. You want the Blue Bloods. You want Duke in there. You say you hate Duke, but you want Duke. You need Duke, Sam Flannel. You need it.
Here's where I take a little bit of umbrage, and Spenny, you can back me up on this, and many people who've talked to me can back me up on this. I don't like upsets, period. Too many upsets always bother me. I think the tournament is not a good way to decide a champion. I know a lot of people hate it, but a single elimination tournament in which the higher seeded team has no even home court advantage, there's no advantage to being higher seeded except theoretically you get to play a worse team. But the thing is about the Blue Bloods, first off, let me just say this. I think UConn is a Blue Blood. I wish that they had more of a fan base because they won 4
I was told on the final word they're not.
And that's utterly ridiculous because they've won 4 national championships since 1999. I mean, that is beyond elite. That's more than Kansas. That's more than Kentucky. I believe that's more than North Carolina. I think North Carolina has 3. I could be wrong. But one of the reasons why Blue Bloods are Blue Bloods, they don't just get it by name recognition. It's because they win. I think Coach K has 5. Roy Williams has 3 at North Carolina. Kansas has 2 fairly recently, I think in 2008 and then this past year. Kentucky, they haven't won a lot of national championships, but they are the #1 pro sports factory of any collegiate team, period, that I've ever seen. The names that you could rattle off just off the top of your head: Anthony Davis, John Wall, DeMarcus Cousins, Eric Bledsoe, Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, although he sucked in the NBA, was the #2 overall pick.
Yeah.
It's not an accident that people like these Blue Bloods. It's because they're consistent winners. You either root for them or you root against them. Nobody cares about San Diego State versus Florida Atlantic except college basketball elite, which I'd like to say that I am to some degree.
And why don't they care? Why don't you care?
Because, well, first off,
because you don't know them.
Okay,
because when you drive down to Florida for vacation, you don't get off the highway and go in there and get San Diego State coffee. That's why. You want Starbucks. You want Carolina and Kentucky.
And they play at 10:30 at night. I'm not staying up that late.
You know, Neal, I'm really sorry that I didn't come in with my Florida Atlantic breakdown. I didn't watch their games critically all year, or San Diego State. But there's nothing wrong with that. Nope.
They were nationally ranked most of the year.
Well, and also Florida Atlantic got to play a 16 seed in the second round. That's extraordinarily lucky. And I know you can say all you want about Purdue.
That's expected when you're involved with Purdue.
Not a 6, not being. It might have been.
Were you shocked? Were you shocked when Purdue lost?
I was.
You can't say shocked.
Let me just say this.
I was shocked.
I was, but I wouldn't have been shocked if they would have lost to FAU in the second round. I will say that because Purdue has been a little bit fraudulent, and they might have the worst guard play of any number 1 seed ever.
By far.
Yeah, Fletcher.
Not close.
Fletcher Lawyer, anybody. Best guard on the team. That's not good.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread, Philip C. says, Neal, would you announce a big leagues if they offered you the gig, you corporate shill? So here's where that's different, Philip C. Would you take a promotion at your job, Philip C?
Like, what?
If you had the opportunity to go to the top level of what you do, would you want to do that, Philip C? And oh, by the way, they double your salary. Yes, you would, Philip C. If you were an Amazon driver and they were going to promote you to be vice president of the company, would you take that job, Philip C? Yes, you would, Philip C. Like, come on, man.
He says he's retired. That's what I'm trying to be when I grow up. Retired.
I'm tired of people just lobbing stuff for you to knock out the ballpark.
Why? I like it.
I know you like it, but it's boring, man. You just teeing it up. Philip C., you got to come a little stronger than that.
It's like all those Babe Ruth home runs. Just a 30-mile-per-hour slot ball right down the middle.
Jesus.
Or Spenmo. He hit more than the rest of the majors combined.
Thank you.
Yeah, and he did it in a league before black people and Latinos could play.
And that's fair. People don't talk about that enough.
Yeah, I don't care if you are guarding your professional stats in a league before black people or Latinos can play. I don't care about them at all. They mean nothing to me.
You can certainly call it into question. But as of the people that were playing, he hit more than everybody else combined.
You roll this Chapman and Justin Verlander strike Babe Ruth out 100 times out of 100.
If Babe Ruth had
not if it's in the World Series,
and modern medicine and everything, and modern training and everything, and that's the thing.
Nutrition other than hot dogs
and
whiskey.
Maybe some people of color in his league.
That's fair. I'm with you on that.
He would have been average.
I'm with you on that.
And I just get pounded for saying that Reggie Miller shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. Here we go, Spenmo Rex says that Babe Ruth is basically useless at baseball, and he's not going to get nearly the slack that I do.
You take Miguel Cabrera, prime Miguel Cabrera, and you drop him in Babe Ruth's era, he's hitting 400 home runs this season.
Philip C. says, Terry, that's the only way Neal hits the ball. Don't blame me because I have a good eye at the plate.
But it's the same in all sports, Spenny. If you put Kyrie Irving back on the Bob Cousy-led Boston Celtics in that era, he would be the best player of all time.
1,000%.
Yeah.
That's why I don't care about George, what was that guy's
George
name?
Mikan.
George Mikan. That's why I don't care about George Mikan. That's why I don't care about guys who dribbled like this.
Yeah, you mean
up and down
George
the court.
Mikan, the guy with the little knee pads and the big goggles?
Minneapolis Lakers stand
goggles,
up.
knee pads, and Chuck T's. Like, all right, no.
So, Spenny, would you say that Bob Cousy played against plumbers and firemen?
Yes, I would 100% say that. He played against math teachers and firemen. Like
that was actually quite a bar by JJ Redick.
Yeah.
I actually love that guy as an analyst. Hated him as a Duke player, but love him as an analyst.
Yeah, he's great.
I love Alta.
No, go ahead.
Yeah,
I do too. Because at Alta, uptime. It just matters. It matters. It matters more than, Babe Ruth hitting slot balls out of the park. But Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. You have a big project coming up. Alta Rent has you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO-ALTA because at Alta,
uptime.
That uptime matters. Thank you, Sam.
You're about to be shell-shocked. The catch of the day is in. Big Boy Seafood Fest is officially back. Join us for some of your favorites like our popcorn shrimp and pike perch platters and our classic fish and chips. This year, we've reeled in some fresh catches like our shrimp Alfredo, shrimp stir-fry, and our fish sandwich. And especially, don't forget about our all-you-can-eat Friday night fish fry buffet. Every day is a fish fry at Big Boy.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
The Foaling Warehouse in Hamtramck is the home of the original football bowling pin game called Foaling. Multiple different ways you can play. They've got $12 open unlimited play and private lane reservation for $120. I heard Will Levis goes there and he misses the pins every time. It's something you got to see. But if you get thirsty, they got a $2 mystery beer vending machine and multiple fully loaded bars to choose from. So make sure you don't go with Will Levis, but you go with the Foaling Warehouse. You go check them out in Hamtramck, or you can visit them online at foalingwarehouse.com and figure out when you want to show off your arm.
Back at it, Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter, Dirty Dr. D. No muss, no fuss. That is a goated Spenmo Rax trademark.
Yes.
I love it.
No fuss. I haven't said that. I haven't said that in a while.
I did want to talk about this, Spenmo, and this was a great catch by you. Terry, Jamison Williams continues to like posts about Lamar Jackson.
Yes. Comments on him, too.
And we have it right there on, if you're watching us right now, we have it up on the screen. What's your take on that, Terry? Does that bother you at all?
I'm a little perplexed. I don't know if that bothers me, but I think Jamison Williams is a young guy using social media. He knows Lamar Jackson is supposedly the greatest, and so he wants to play with Lamar Jackson. He's not thinking about his teammate, Jared Goff, who realistically is going to be throwing passes to him. Instead of tweeting about Lamar Jackson, if I'm Jamison Williams, you know what I'm doing? I'm calling up Jared Goff and say, when can we get together to throw balls? That's what he should be focused on. But Jamison Williams, it seems like his youth and immaturity are starting to be shown. Now, am I freaked out about it? No, but I know some people in this community are freaked out about it. But you know what happens? He'll do his little tweets. When the season begins, we'll forget about it. Jared Goff is not going to be looking at him and say, this MFer wants Lamar Jackson. No, it'll all be swept under the rug. The Lions will go on. They'll win their little division. Jamison Williams will have a good season, and so will Jared Goff. I'm not concerned about this at all.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Tim Wilson says, you can already see Jamo is going to be an attitude issue. And I'm not prepared to go that far with it.
You mean like 80% of the wide receivers in the National Football League?
And that's part of it. I'm not prepared to go that far with it. And look, I like this to some degree, right? So I have to be consistent. I am one of the few, I guess, when a receiver's not getting the football, like that's the way that they help the team. That's the way that they impact the football game. Right. That's the way that their talent is used to go towards winning games. I would be upset if I were a receiver and the throw wasn't where I wanted it to be, because that's your job as a quarterback. Get me the football. Once you get me the football, it becomes my job to catch it and go be dynamic and go make plays. So, and I see it already. There's a lot of people on there. Let him like what he likes. Dante 151. Let him like the stuff he wants to like. There is a lot of that out there. Who cares? What about you, Spenmo? Do you see these things? And look, I'm not calling for it, everybody. So let me be clear with that. I'm not calling for it that it's a problem.
Yeah.
He is vocal, though. When he's on the football field and he doesn't get the football, he is vocal about it.
He is vocal, for sure. I don't give a shit.
No,
like,
the social media stuff I don't care about.
Be a guy. Go out there and do what you did last year, where every time you touched the ball could have resulted in a touchdown.
All two of them.
The one that got called back.
I know, I'm just saying.
The one that Jared Goff underthrew and he had to wait 10 yards. Is it his fault he's only getting 6 targets in the games he's played?
I mean, it could be a myriad of reasons.
It's not. It's not his fault. I'll tell you that, because he can't throw the ball to himself. So next year you go out there and you prove that you are what we think you are, that you are what we want you to be, that you can go take the top off the defense, that you can be electric, that you can be a dynamic game-breaking player. And you can like any post, you can be liking porn. I don't care.
He may do all that, and he might be saying, I'm going to blow the top off this roof. This guy can't get it to me. He might be, kind of, that could be the...
And we saw...
the main thing.
We saw that, where he was underthrown, and he was wide open standing in the end zone and had to wait for 3 seconds, and that allowed the cornerback to catch up to him and knock the ball away. So, I mean, I'm not like, oh, Jared Goff can't throw it out. It takes time to get used to a guy with that kind of speed. We saw Jared Goff make some nice throws last year. I'll give him credit on that, to DJ Chark, and that one to Khalif Raymond was one of the best throws I've seen him ever make, where he was rolling to his left, threw it back across his body to his right, deep down the field. It was a beautiful throw. So I think that the chemistry still needs to get there, and he'll eventually hit him, but it's up to Jared Goff. The wide receiver in the NFL is one of the only positions in professional sport that is directly impacted by the performance of another position.
I wouldn't even say directly impacted, is necessitates the performance. You have to have somebody get you the football.
Yeah, but you know how you remedy this? Take your ass to Belle Isle on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday afternoon and throw 1,000 balls a day. Learn what his speed is all about. Learn where he likes the ball. That's what great wide receiver and quarterbacks do. Usually they don't go to Belle Isle, but the quarterback will say, look, I live in San Diego. Why don't you come here for the week or for the month or whatever, and let's work out. That's what you do. They didn't have that last year. Jared Goff didn't know who Jamo was.
Yeah.
He just knew that was the guy standing on the sideline carrying the football around. That's all he knew.
100%. Reacting and equating to that type of speed isn't something that easily happens midseason. So I expect it to be better this year. They're going to have a full training camp, full OTAs, all of that stuff to get used to the speed, and I expect them to hit at a higher rate next year, for sure.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. CJ Schneider says hating on Jamo is wild. And again, no, I'm not doing that.
No, a lot of people in the heavyweights chat were hating on Jamo big time.
Were they really?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was kind of
definitely.
disgusting.
People overreact because they don't know the insides of this stuff. They see you like a tweet. So damn what?
Yeah, all I know is, and look, Sam Flanagan, you can say what you want. When the ball is thrown to him, he gives you those early Tyreek vibes.
Absolutely.
And like you're like that. When you see it go to him, you get excited. And I don't care what anybody says. You get that feeling.
100%. And for the record, I'm a fan of what Jamo can be. I was a huge fan of him in college, and I expect him to have a breakout year next season. That being said, and this isn't hate, I think at least as an individual, there is a mountain of pressure on Jameson Williams next season to go out and prove the faith that Brad Holmes had in him by trading up to number 13 to draft him. Because the thing is, I know we don't like to mention it, he touched the ball twice last year. Both times were electric. That one that was called back was beyond electric. I mean, when he's even, he's leaving. Unbelievable talent. But he had to sit back and watch Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave have 1,000-yard seasons. Drake London have over 100 with Marcus Mariota as his quarterback. Christian Watson come on late in the season for the Packers. And Jahan Dotson, when he played, he was also very, very good. So Jameson Williams has to go out and prove his worth this next year. I think he will. But I don't want to see a season where he has like 35 catches for 600 yards and we all lose our mind. He's got to do more than that. Maybe the team will be good regardless, but as an individual, Jameson Williams has to go out and have a great year. I think he will, but we got to have those expectations.
Individually, it's not only on him.
I get
you
it.
can't say he individually needs to go out because it's not solely on him. And yeah, he can do things to definitely improve his chances, but like I said, it's a 50-50 relationship.
Trust me, I understand that. I understand that very, very much. It's just alarming the lack of touches he got last season. Whether it's his fault or not, I understand what you're saying, Spenny, but they gotta get him the ball more this next year. I know they will.
Lorena Rios in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread says, "Ciao, folks. I'm waiting to hear from Milt Plum." Well, we all are.
We all are.
We all are. We're gonna make that happen if he's able and willing.
It'd have to be in studio. I find it very hard that Milk Plum would be able to like work vMix correctly.
Do we? He's in his 80s, right?
Yeah,
like late 80s.
Do we have like? You think he has a caretaker? Or,
I don't know. I know Maz is on the Maz is on the trail.
He is.
That was last what I heard. And we can even do it over phone and just put the picture of him in the single bar helmet up.
Yes.
I would demand that.
That would be
matter of
awesome.
fact. I want it over the
Maz, he want Milk Plum to be the quarterback today.
Yes.
He wants the Lions to redraft him.
Maz wants every quarterback that doesn't play for the Lions.
You guys, the Stoked Not Scared thing is a movement. I saw the most scared thing of all. We're going to talk about it when I come back. Sports marketing agency. They spread awareness about mental health and substance abuse. Their new podcast is called This is the S Word. It's a series help addressing the stigma associated with seeking help for mental health challenges. If you're struggling or someone you know is struggling, go to thesportsma.com. The Sports Marketing Agency. They're here to help.
Saturdays at 1 p.m. Make sure you're watching WoodwardSports.com for our new show, Chompin' Puck.
He shoots! He scores!
With four-time Stanley Cup champion Darren McCarty and Michael Gentry, Chompin' Puck is taking the Detroit hockey community and giving them a voice. Pros to Joes. You'll get the best Detroit hockey coverage around. Chompin' Puck. Saturdays 1 p.m. on WoodwardSports.com.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Coming on the stretch here, Big D Energy. Woodward Sports Network, Neal, Ruhl, Terry Foster, Spencer Raxter, Sam Flannel here with you. We're squad deep up in here. Subscribe to the Big D Energy Woodward Sports podcast as well.
5 stars.
5 stars. Rate it, review it, all of that. Justin Reed says, Jamo will be fine. Guess we need a narrative to create for conversation. Understandable. There was no narrative created. It was simple, factual reporting.
Factual.
He liked those tweets. Does it mean anything to you? If anything, a narrative, I think that's more of an opinion-based question. Wouldn't you say that?
Happened multiple
times.
Yeah.
And some people have a problem with it. Mm-hmm. Is that fair?
That is fair.
That is fair. Look, he didn't do it once. He did it twice. And people in the community where you live are concerned about it. Now, we're supposed to ignore it? I guess we could, but we didn't.
I just want to take the temperature of the room. Speaking of temperature, we have birthed the Darren McCarty Stoked Not Scared campaign. I have told you that I'm a bit
scared.
I was trying to think of a better word to say it, but no, that's what it is. I'm having some trepidation. Is that better?
Yes.
Is that more journalistic, Terry?
That works, yes.
Okay. However, and I've given you the reasons why. I'm not comfortable with this, how I've been conditioned to live as a Lions fan, all of it. But Terry, this morning I found out maybe the most damning argument that I face as being part of this scared more than I'm stoked movement for the Detroit Lions. You're familiar with the work of sports books, in particular Las Vegas, Nevada.
I've heard of them.
You've heard of them.
Yes.
Okay. The Action Network sent out a tweet, and it posted the NFL win totals that you can bet on. And
DraftKings.
This is via DraftKings Sportsbook. You can do it on your phone right now if you wanted to. The Detroit Lions win total for the year, 9.5.
Over.
Okay. I'm glad you said that, Spenmo. Great segue. Here's the deal. Here's where this terrifies me more than anything else that we've talked about, Terry Foster. They are not in the business of giving away money. They don't. Who in the nation is going to bet under 9.5? And I don't care that it's juiced up to plus 120 or plus 130. Who in the world is going to bet under 9.5 wins for the Detroit Lions? There's not one, Terry. Not one person.
People from Chicago will. But let me say this. If they do hit the under, that means the 2023 season will be a disaster.
Complete failure.
The 2023 season will be one where Lions fans should explode. Because we've been promised this is the division team. We believe it. We feel it. We smell it. If the Lions don't achieve that, then something went drastically wrong. Either Jared Goff, we found out, the black glass, what do you call it, was broken. Dan Campbell has turned into a buffoon. Some of the pieces that we're praising Brad Holmes for either got injured or they had the sophomore slump. So if the Lions hit under, 2023 should be a disaster here in Detroit.
The under was what, 7.5 last year or 6.5?
I forget.
6.5.
6.5. That hit over. It looked bad for the first 7 weeks, but it hit over.
I want to know. And Grit says the house always wins. Bet the under if you want them to go over. And hey, there's some reverse psychology to it. You should get compensated for your time. It's like kind of having mesothelioma or whatever those
mesothelioma.
Lawyers. Yeah, whatever those lawyers are on TV
if you are a loved
talking
one
about.
who's been dealing with mesothelioma, you might be entitled to financial compensation.
Do that for yourself, for the pain and suffering. Bet the Lions under, and then if it's a failure, at least you're compensated as a victim.
Did you see the guy that put $30,000 on Fairleigh Dickinson to beat Purdue?
Now, you're not looking at this the right way, Neal. There are 32 NFL teams. So if everybody bets the over on the Lions, they'll get their money back on people overvaluing Green Bay, overvaluing or the Chicago Bears. They'll get their money back. They may not get all their money back on the Lions, but over the course of 32 games, there's a bunch of knucklehead bettors out there who are going to bet with their hearts, and so they'll make their money. They may not make the money on the Lions, but they'll make it elsewhere.
Is it terrifying to you, Terry, to see that 9.5 number?
It's not.
And here's the deal. Like, I get how it works. They always post these numbers on halves to start. They're not gonna post it at 10.5.
It'll be bumped up to 10.5 for sure. Guarantee you. Because all the money's coming in on the over.
This terrifies me, Spenny.
Stoked
And I'm
not
right.
scared.
Damn it, I'm right here.
Stoked not scared.
And I'm seeing it in the people too. The people are even. This is cracking the people a little bit too.
See, I look at it as easy money. You get in now.
So you're putting all the IRS debt on it.
I would, yes, on 9.5. Yes.
And then you have to pay taxes on your winnings.
And then they get you by the balls again.
Damn.
But let me just say this. Last year, when Vegas put the over-under on Tiger wins at 77, my first thought was, what's wrong with them?
And T-Foss.
How can they're going to win 77 easy, and it didn't happen.
I'm glad that you brought that great segue up. Because everybody was stoked not scared last year with the Tigers.
No.
Spenmo.
Before the season.
Not everybody.
Yes, everybody.
Nobody was like, the Tigers are going to win the Central.
Everyone was talking playoffs. Everybody was saying playoffs. Spenmo.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Or at the very least, playoff contender.
Yes.
And I looked at that lineup for 6 seconds and said, Jamer Candelari's your cleanup hitter. They're awful.
Well, can you say the same thing about the Lions lineup?
And Miguel Cabrera was batting third. That's not happening.
Well, I mean, I was told their quarterback's kind of mid.
Yeah. He was mid last year.
So then there'll be
9 wins.
So by that logic, there'd be regression to the mean, right?
No, because they improved at everything else.
Okay.
And I believe in Ben Johnson. Stoked not scared.
Damn, you didn't even crack.
Not even a little bit.
You know what, fellas?
Spenmo about to
Lions,
double up that IRS
for the Lions
debt, Terry.
not to get that over, that would mean that whole locker room would have to lose its mojo. Something will have to happen where it's so devastating that the Lions lose their passion for the game. They don't listen to Dan Campbell. They think Campbell's a boob. They don't believe in Jared Goff. Maybe that's why you don't draft Jalen Carter, because he might be that bad element. I don't know.
WoodwardSports.com chat thread. Sue Yu says, you know it's going to be SOL. Vegas wins on the under for all the chumps betting on the over. Robert 360, it's set up to bet the over. Vegas is going to rake in that cash. LFG, I am in the scared camp for sure, Neal. So, I mean, finally the people are cracking a little bit.
Stoked Not Scared.
I'm bringing math and science to the table on this one, Terry. Because those sports books and those casinos, they don't have all those bright lights because they're giving away money, Terry.
No, that is true. But, here, let me throw this back at you. Now, you said the Lions are going to win the division, correct?
I said they're the betting favorite to win the division. I said I'm still uncomfortable with that.
Okay.
I said I will work
He's
with
scared,
it.
not stoked.
Yes. I didn't say it's not right. I said I'm not comfortable with it. Those are two different things.
Okay, all right. Chances are you're not going to win the division at 9-8 unless you're the NFC
South.
East and
The
South
Buccaneers.
and all that stuff. So, bet the house. Bet one of your furnaces on the over.
I'd put a furnace on the over if I had one. Here's where I'd put my furnace if I had one.
Can you pawn? Does the IRS technically own your furnace?
Yes, probably.
Technically right now.
They own my car.
Neal, could your house survive with one furnace?
Be an extra sweater.
Yeah, we'd probably have to turn the fireplace on.
Bet the furnace. Bet the furnace, brother.
I can't. See, and maybe I can. Maybe I can get to a place where I can.
I guarantee it's at 10.5 before week 1.
That's a huge move, man.
A lot of money's going to come in on the over. Probably already has.
Detroit Sports Talk. They have not upgraded their front seven. I'm betting the under.
Jalen Carter.
Oh, Mr. Carter.
I am here.
Tell me where you've been.
Around Georgia now, I'm back again.
Tell them about haircuts, man.
Absolutely, when karaoke session is over. Come to Lady Jane's for an award-winning experience and register for a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids, all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan.
Join the Pepper Club for all the best deals in town. Plus, they will beat all competitors by $5. ChiliPeppersTanning.com. Hottest bulbs, hottest deals, darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device. Final segment of the show. Big D Energy, Woodward Sports Network. Neal Ruhl, Terry Foster, Sam Flannel, Spencer Raxter here with you.
I want to talk about odds. What are the odds of that?
I'll tie all this together. I'll let you guys. We just got to talking about birds here. Let me back it up and get you there.
Birds suck.
All right, Chuck Brewer. This all started from a Chuck Brewer comment in the WoodwardSports.com chat thread. He said, "Wait, Neal, turn the fireplace on or start a fire? Explain that wording." Well, Chuck, I'll go full heel on you. The fireplace in the living room is gas. I just turn it on.
Yeah.
The fireplace outside on the deck, I have to start a fire out there, Terry. That's regular open air.
And I said we replaced recently my grandmother's fireplace. She had like a regular fireplace, and we replaced it with a gas one because she smoked out our house a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and I said I would like to do that. I would like to have a natural fireplace in the house. But it's just a lot to deal with. They'd have to do conversions and all that kind of stuff. So whatever. That happened at my parents' house too. Mm-hmm. And I guess birds made like a huge nest in the flue. And it was like kind of like inside to where you couldn't see it because who's sticking their head inside the no one's doing that.
Yeah, but sometimes I hear like some pitter patter up there. So that's why I'm afraid to use my fireplace because I know there's something up there.
Yeah. So it happened to my parents, and the smoke kind of came back out or whatever, and it kind of smoked out their place too. Not awful or anything, but I got to talk with Spemo about that. I hate birds.
I hate birds too.
If you're a homeowner, you have to hate birds.
Yeah.
I hate them. I hate them to the point where when Randy Johnson hit that one with a pitch, I was like,
nice.
Sup.
Yeah. And that's what are the odds of that happening? That was so legendary. I hate birds too. Birds suck. Except for birds of prey. Birds of prey are cool. Like, I admire those. But, like, regular birds, like, I hate
What about cockatiels?
What's that?
I have a pet cockatiel named Poopsie.
Are those the ones that speak? Because that's creepy. I don't like that.
He can say his name, but he can't say P. So he says Ootsie.
Okay.
And he's 32 years old.
What?
He's 32 years old.
Is that possible? How long? What's their average?
They're supposed to live to be 22, 23 or something like that.
Damn.
Woodwardsports.com. Woodwardsports.com chat thread. Sandra Dorton says, Neal, did you check the size of your water heater? I did not. I just know how much it costs.
So I also was traumatized by birds when I was younger, on multiple different occasions. So you remember like the old zoo, the old Detroit Zoo, back when they actually had elephants and shit, and the bird exhibit, there were actually big ass birds in there.
It was real.
And there was so like one of the big ass birds came up to me and pecked me on the head when I was a little kid. My brother, my brother ran up to it and kicked it, and we just ran out of the place. And so that was one. And then two, we had finches. Like when I was growing up, like little finches. We had a bunch of them at one point, like 8 or 9, all in this big bird cage. And my one of my chores was to like replace the newspaper at the bottom of the bird cage and give them some water and give them some food every morning. And so one day...
Keep them alive.
Well, yeah, one day I woke up and it was, like 8 a.m. I go out there, I'm replacing the paper, and they just start going at it. They're all fighting, like combat fighting. Then they just start dropping to the bottom of the cage, one at a time. I'm telling you, they're fighting to the death, dropping to the bottom of the cage. And finally, there was one. Like
there can only be one.
There can only be one. And he was just standing there looking at me, and then he pecked himself to death, and he dropped to the bottom.
Dude,
I swear to God,
dude, you're supposed to feed him bird seed, not cocaine.
Hey, Spenny, you know what? In a weird way, that's the only bird I ever liked because he's about that
That's
life.
what I'm saying. He looked around and he was like, "Oh my God, what have I done?" And then pecked himself to death and joined his brothers.
He was about that. He didn't talk about it, Spenny.
It was crazy.
He
was about it. It was scary. I was probably like 7 years old. It was traumatizing.
Damn.
FJ 1967. I hate geese. They're winged rats.
Yeah, geese are the worst.
Oh, no. You know who are assholes? Swans.
Swans, yeah.
Swans, they get that reputation because they're so pretty and they're graceful and everything. They are assholes.
Philip C. says squirrels. Squirrels getting some hate too. I don't hate them as much.
I don't hate squirrels.
They're not as big of a pain in the ass to a
homeowner.
homeowner.
Those are rats with cute tails.
Yeah.
That's what they are.
My dogs used to tear. I had Doberman growing up. They used to get after some squirrels.
Yeah. Jeremy Anderson says, I'm not a homeowner, so maybe that's why I like birds. Birds are awesome. Yes, that is why you like birds. Because if you're a homeowner, I remember, like, they'll get into, like, there's birds' nest everywhere, and they suck.
Yeah, birds suck.
And then there's bird-ish everywhere. All that, like, they do. They suck. I hate birds.
Spen, did you see the movie The Birds?
Yes.
That scare you?
Yeah. That was a scary movie.
Yeah, because they pecked... one of the lead characters in the head.
Mm-hmm. Good to see our good friend Dixie Normus back in the chat. Says, but you love chicken, Spencer.
I like eating chickens.
Yeah, 100%.
If it's fried.
As long as they come from somewhere
I like
else.
fried chicken. I like chicken eggs.
As long as they don't wander onto my property.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My friend used to have a couple chickens growing up, and they were all right. Like, they didn't bother me.
You know who's in that family for me too? Bees.
Bees suck.
Bees bother the piss out of me too.
Wasps are way
And
worse.
everybody just stop with the, well, you need bees as part of the circle. I get it. I understand it. But just go somewhere else. When I'm at the cider mill and we're trying to have some cider and a donut, just go somewhere else.
Wasps.
Wasps are a big
I hate wasps.
Get them out of here.
Yeah.
But they always got to hang around your cider. Wherever your cider cup is, there's the bee trying to get in.
Just always creeping all the time.
And you know what else they do? And you got to be careful about? If you have a can of pop, the bees will go inside and hide underneath, and then when you take a sip, they'll sting your ass. Or sting your lip.
Sue Yu says bees are chill, wasps are ghetto awful.
Yes, I agree.
Well, hey, if getting rid of one of them means we get rid of both of them, I can live with that consequence.
I feel like there should be technology enough to make like mechanical bees by now.
Yeah, like we can replace them, right?
Yeah, it's like the cross-pollination is what they do the most, I think.
Like we can simulate that.
Yeah, we can make that happen.
Yeah,
with
can't they do something to inject us so that we can pollinate?
I'd be down.
Philip C. Bees live outside. You're the invader. No, Philip C. I pay the taxes for that property. I purchased that property. It's my property. They're the invader, Philip C. If they like it, why don't they go take out a mortgage and go live in a home?
Yeah.
And they don't belong at the cider mill.
That is
no,
true.
They don't.
That's private property.
Thank you.
I'm
All
cool
right.
with regular bees, but wasps are terrible. I hate wasps.
All right. We'll try to do this again tomorrow. Good show today. It was a lot of fun. For T-Foss, Sam Flannel, Spencer Rax, we'll talk to you tomorrow at 11 o'clock. My name is Neal Ruhl. Thanks for tapping into Big D Energy on the Woodward Sports Network. Well, see you later.
Go Blue Hockey.